up the other color. I guess I'm more like a bitch with a belly, but her ass is right. Y'all don't understand me still. I never enjoy my success, but my family will. And I'm alright with that. So the rap Jerry Rice is back to fulfill a need, though I lead the league. I pray every day, I travel at God's speed, not a minute.
So he's officially moving to 175 pounds. Let's just get right into it. The issue that people are having is that it's at a catch weight for a guy who's a naturally smaller guy. Now, Paul Smith is moving up to in weight. Paul Smith is coming off of two very globally big fights against Arthur Abraham. I would be lying to you if I didn't say that I was rooting for Arthur Abraham. I mean, not Arthur Abraham, for Paul Smith to beat Andre Ward. But honestly, Andre Ward has the skills. Paul Smith, Americans, I understand, don't know him. But he's pretty loved where he's from. He's loved where he's from. And that's why with big fights against James DeGale, George Groves, 2 fights with Arthur Abraham, they were very, very big fights to the point where he was close. He had 2 championship fights. The first fight, in my opinion, he should have won, but it should have been a draw at best, in my opinion. But he was closer to getting a shot, having the championship before the 2 other big names that beat him, meaning George Groves and James DeGale. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, I'm Teacher Controversy. This is Teacher Controversy with RealCombatMedia.com, and I cover every single major fight live. So, I'm thinking to myself this. The fight is on BT. Wonder what those ticket sales are looking like. If the Warriors win the championship, will that help? Because right now there seems as though there's no buzz for this fight. And if I were them, I would be smart, and what I would do is I wouldn't have, I don't know if it's too late or if they already thought of this, but I wouldn't have it be on the same time as the Broner versus McDonough. So not Broner versus McDonough, Broner versus Porter. But bear with me, mine's a little rough. So the Broner versus Porter fight, we don't know how they're going to do it because Premier Boxing Champions has been mixing it up a little bit. They may have the main event be the first fight on the actual card, and maybe the last fight. But with Errol Spence, I'm thinking they're going to do it the traditional way. And what they do is they have 2 fights, and then depending on if the first fight is a knockout, they'll show a fight from earlier in the night, or they have like a 4-rounder, like a swing fight or something like that. And then exactly at 11 p.m. or whenever their time slot is over, it's on a Saturday, so at 11 o'clock news, if it's on national television, they can't stop the 11 o'clock news. It immediately switches over to NBC Sports. Now, I know we're talking about Ward versus Smith, but understand what I'm saying when I say they mess with me a couple of times to the point where I miss certain fights because you got to make sure you DVR Broner versus Porter and the NBC Sports card that comes on after that runs till like midnight or so. So, coming on BT, what is BT going to do for Andre Ward? Rock Nation is very powerful. Oh, by the way, they join me. And I'm trying to figure out another situation to where, as in, Andre Ward has been a WBA Super World Champion for God knows how long. But then they strip crotch. Now I can understand the IBF. The IBF does not mess around. They will strip you. The WBC, they'll work with you, but the IBF is like, if you don't fight your man, they will strip you. So, people were giving Cal Brook a bunch of crap because he fought Jojo Dan. It's like he's gonna have to fight him. Get that mandatory out of the way. So I look at it like this. Expect for it to be an exciting fight. I don't think this is gonna be boring because Paul Smith doesn't provide for a boring fight. And if Paul Smith is smart, Paul Smith has been stopped before, but if Paul Smith is smart, he's gonna go in there and take the fight to to Andre Ward. Another issue is I'm wondering if Andre Ward can even make 168 pounds anymore. You know, because he was talking all this stuff about how he's not a real 175 pounder. Remember that interview? This was around the time he was going through the stuff with Goosen. Rest in peace. Hold on. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find it. If not, you're going to have to find it on your own. But basically, now it's been announced that he will be moving up to 175 pounds. The 168 pound division is actually pretty loaded. Would Andre Ward fight Golovkin? There's no... Golovkin's situation is confusing because they say that they'll go to 154 or 168 for the right fight. But then you want to unify the 160 pound division. And Golovkin pulls in big ratings. You know, I mean, he really does. He pulls in good, solid ratings against, if you look at it, lower level opposition. But as far as a real, like, draw, can him and Andre Ward draw? It'll be good for us boxing fans. But think about what we might get. Andre Ward is very savvy. But I'm Teacher Controversy. This is Teacher Controversy Live with RealCombatMedia.com. And we're covering every single major fight live. Please subscribe.